Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, December 3rd, 2018. I am Yvette Boynes with the details. Close to 30 persons received awards from the Ministry of Tourism as the curtains came down on Tourism Month 2018. 2018 has been deemed a success for the tourism sector, and Minister of Tourism Cecil Mckie challenged stakeholders to up their game to make the tourism industry a lead industry for the economic growth and development of SVG. Larissa Pugsley-Kidd was at Saturday's awards ceremony and tells us more in this report.
Tourism thrive in SVG. Minister of Tourism Cecil Mckie appealed to all stakeholders to further develop their products so as to meet international demands. Minister Mckie made the appeal as he delivered the feature address at the 2018 Tourism Awards ceremony held at the Grenadines House on Saturday. He told the gathering that everyone's input is needed to market what SVG has to offer to the world.
And I speak to the shareholders this evening to let you know that with this responsibility, we must be ready, we must be prepared to deliver what is expected of us, because the growth and development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been placed in our hands. And as you heard from the two speakers before me, we will not disappoint.
Minister Mckie said stakeholders must also leave positive imprints on their clients, who most times are tourists.
It is now the responsibility for all stakeholders, all of us gathered here this evening, to engage Vincentians living here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines abroad, to ensure that they become ambassadors for that theme, and that they say to the world, come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have much to offer. But not only Vincentians must we concentrate on. We must also ensure that every visitor to the destination has an experience that would allow them to become ambassadors for the tourism product as well.
He further noted that 2018 has been a productive year thus far, citing the increase in visitor arrivals. Meanwhile, new elected president of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism, Kim Halbich, said, "It is time to celebrate the work of those who make SVG's tourism great."
As we know, tourism is everyone's business. We have in the association a director for dive, a director for land and sea tours, a director for extra activities, we have a director for yachting. So what we've been doing in the association is just growing it. And it's so amazing that all the industries that are coming in and finding out that they're integral to this tourism product. We have security companies, we have spas, we have restaurants, we have, you name it, lots of new members, and we are looking forward to bigger and better things for the association.
This year, close to 30 persons in the tourism sector were awarded. Young Island won 3 of the awards. They were awarded Waitress of the Year, Gardener of the Year, and Hoteler of the Year. Oya Heritage Organization won the Most Outstanding Community Group of the Year, and Most Outstanding Tourism Site of the Year was awarded to the Oya Salt Pond Recreational Site. Special Tourism Award was given to C.W. Prescott Primary School. Other awards were presented to SVG-HTA, Ministry of Tourism, and the SVG-TA Employee of the Year, Expression of Gratitude, Bartender of the Year, and Front Office Person of the Year. In addition, awards were given to Chef of the Year, Dive Operator of the Year, Island Ambassador of the Year, and Room Attendant of the Year. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
Under the theme Christmas is We, the 2018 National 9 Mornings Festival was officially launched on Sunday at Heritage Square. SVG-TV's Barvin Oliver tells us more in this report.
3, 2, 1, let's have it up!
With much fanfare, one of the most anticipated festivals on the national calendar, 9 Mornings, got underway on Sunday evening. Members of the public who came out for the launching event at Heritage Square was treated to a spectacular lights display, as well as performances in dance and song from many enthusiastic participants. Minister of Sport and Culture Cecil Mckie said the festival continued to attract record numbers of visitors to SVG. He said the month of December has become one of the most important months of the year for SVG and its tourism industry.
Air Canada Rouge started coming in October, and they will add an additional flight from the 16th of December. Carl will continue coming on Wednesdays for the rest of this year and into next year. And of course, on Saturday the 15th of December, Air Canada will come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Put your hands together and wave your lights for all of that. What this is saying is that the month of December is now an important month for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to shine. And therefore, each and every one of us, we must play our part.
Minister Mckie appealed to Vincentians to throw their full support behind the festival as works continue to be done to establish 9 Mornings as a global festival.
This year, we will bring to you the commemorative magazine, and we'll also bring to you a fridge magnet and a queuing for purchase. I invite you to get those items. We will refresh them each year. And I want to say to you, in 2019, we would not only refresh these items, but we are going to ensure that we begin the process for the 9 Mornings Festival to be recognized worldwide as one of the world festivals.
Meanwhile, Deputy Chairman of the 9 Mornings Community, Lennox Bowman, thanked the participating communities for their efforts in making SVG 9 Mornings Festival the best in the Caribbean.
We have dramatists, we have choirs, we have poets, we have, you name it, we have singers, you name it, and a lot of good things happen there at 9 Mornings. This year we are also expecting a record number of visitors, but I'll leave that for the minister to talk about. But I just want to be short because I know we have a long program, and to wish you a very pleasant, successful, and safe Christmas. Christmas the way we know in St. Vincent, the way we do it, the way St. Vincent will be operating from now on with respect to Christmas. This year, Christmas in St. Vincent under the heading, Christmas is we.
9 Mornings in SVG will run from the 16th to 24th of December. This year, unlike previous years, the 9 Mornings activities will also be held on Sunday. For SVG-TV Evening News, I am Bavin Oliver.
We now share with you some highlights of the performances in song and dance at Sunday's launching of the 2018 9 Mornings Festival.
Coming up for Christmas, I'm coming up for Christmas, are we Christmas, coming up for Christmas, see the greetings everyone, give me ginger beer, and Sarah too, peace, love for share, peace and how we'll do, Jesus is the reason for this Christmas season, Jesus Christ the King, we let him praise, I'm coming up for Christmas, I'm coming up for Christmas.
When the ambulance come for Tommy couldn't walk. And when the doctor asked him what happened, poor Tommy couldn't talk. They broke 3 ribs plus the ankle, then I cut all the front teeth. They claim that the balls get swell up, poor Tommy couldn't eat. They beat Tommy with a big stick, they put Solash in his tail. And if not been put in neighbor, Tommy whole family would have end up a jail. Oh, drunken Tommy, oh, he get a licky from me family. He spend Christmas Eve a rum shop and don't spend a parliament. So come on, you're too obscene. Keep the Christmas clean. Keep the Christmas clean. Keep the Christmas clean. The children know what you mean. Keep the Christmas clean. After devotion, Holy Communion is no solution. Abomination. If the cool come and ask me what does get me vexed, some people only singing about alcohol and sex. Keep the Christmas clean. Keep the Christmas clean.
of the Christmas season ushered in over the weekend with the launch of the 2018 National 9 Mornings Festival. Today, our news team took to the streets of capital Kingstown to get the views of the public on their expectations for the season. While some persons seem hyped, for others, it's just another time of the year.
Because from history we see that Christ was not born on the 25th of December. That came into the church through paganism. So Christmas celebration for me is no. What Christ asks us to celebrate is his death. He said we must remember his death. When he gave the communion, he offered communion, he showed we must remember his death until he comes, not his birth. So I don't celebrate Christmas.
I am not the Christmas person like the world because I'm a Christian. But what I do, I get orders for cakes, whether black cake or fruit cake. And yesterday I got my first order.
Great.
I love people and I like to make people feel happy. So if that is the way I make people feel happy, I do. Yes, for me, Jesus first or the second and myself usually last.
Because what you will go on the day, drinking, overeating, pork, unclean meat and all these things. So of course you can benefit from that. So what a person will be benefit is through the gift of justification that Christ come to bring to the world, to save man from sin.
Christmas, well, it's cool. Can't wait to see the day, you know, when family get together and celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Well, Jesus Christ ain't born the 25th of December, but he found, you know, but at least he born, so we got to celebrate, you know, his birthday, because we celebrate our birthday. So come on, we got to celebrate the birthday of Jesus Christ.
If me any plan, around God's spare my life. That's why.
A lot of disasters in the world, a lot of signs showing Christ is coming soon. And we know the only way to prepare for this is to receive Christ's character, become changed in your mind and in your life, live obedience to all the commandments of God, and escape the wrath to come.
A recent World Health Rankings report indicates that prostate cancer is the #1 killer among men in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As we hear in this report, a local urologist says men do not need to die from cancer, while the survivor is appealing to all men in SVG to march to the nearest clinic to get tested.
Out of 183 countries, SVG was ranked #1 in the world for deaths in prostate cancer. A recent World Health Rankings report indicates that the death rate estimates shows that as of last year, men in SVG died from prostate cancer at a rate of 85.92%. Vincentian urologist Dr. Rohan Dishong explained that the report, which was done at a rate of every 100,000 persons, will show a high incidence, and that, bearing in mind SVG's population, the report will have SVG at the top of the pyramid. However, Dr. Dishong said the report could be right in that while men do die from prostate cancer, it is usually not prostate only, but a combination of other diseases.
Prostate cancer. They may not be suffering from prostate cancer. They might be diagnosed with it. Diagnosis means that they went to go to the doctor, they had whether they were suffering from something, you know, the urinary symptoms, or they had a blood test that showed that the blood test for the prostate was a little high. They then underwent a prostate sample test and it came back positive. Note very carefully, more than those 300 men would have been sampled, but only about 300 of them would have come back positive in the last few years, okay? And that is what we call prevalence, the amount of men at any one time who suffer from prostate cancer in the country. And because our population is about 100,000, 110, it's kind of easy, it's nice just to blast it, okay? If there are 300 men, our incidence is 300 men per 100,000 because that's our population. Now, out of that, we have about 86 of these men who die from, let's say, every year from prostate cancer.
Dr. DeShong said that he believes Vincentians are now more aware of prostate cancer compared to 17 years ago when he first started his practice. However, Dr. DeShong said that some men are coming in a little too late to get tested and have a diagnosis. He said that men do not need to die from this disease as it is a type of cancer that can be treated if diagnosed early. The urologist also said that men have an issue with the digital rectal exam, which is the use of a finger. He said that those who are afraid or skeptical of that procedure can simply have a blood test done.
Because a lot of our men, black men, don't like what's called a finger test, but they're doing the blood test, which is good. The blood test actually alerts us that something is going on, and I still think it's fairly accurate. It's the best we've got that's available on the market, that's easily available on the market. There's certainly more accurate tests, but they're not available. They're much more specific. They will almost tell you almost for 100% that you do have prostate cancer. But
meanwhile, prostate cancer survivor Basil Alexander said that men are afraid to talk about the disease, which is sad and worrisome.
We don't want anybody to know our status. And I keep saying, nobody wants to steal our prostate cancer, our prostate problems from us, so we must share it out. Share it around, pass the message around. Oh, I went through that, I had a treatment, and there's nothing to be afraid of. It is something to be afraid of when you stay too long. Thing with money when you develop prostate cancer. You either make it yourself to die or sell your property or empty your bank book. It's very expensive. It's nice for him to talk like if nothing happened. It's a serious expense. And it's better to save that expense by going and paying the $70 to do the blood test today. It's simple for men. If you love your children, if you love your wife, if you love yourself, do the test. The earlier you go is the better. If you go early, you're safe.
Alexander, who is cancer-free for several years now, said that prostate cancer should be highlighted every month and not when it is Cancer Awareness Month, and asked that men march to a clinic instead.
They should march the backside in the doctor clinic on the way down. Say, you go in and do your blood test. That's the march we want. March to the doctor's office. Nice to march around town to show their awareness, but all the men need to march. Don't wait until they go past 60 and 70. There's an age when you should do your test. Not how you feel, whether it's 40 or they say 40.
Alexander said his life has changed drastically since he was diagnosed and he is now more health conscious. He said he takes natural herbs, popularly known as bush, as part of his diet. However, his advice to men is to not drink herbs or bush unless they have done a prostate test.
See, the sorrel is very good for prostate cancer. It has vitamin C. It's good for pressure, good for sugar, it's good for cholesterol. It has a lot of the C vitamins and so on.
Alexander also exercises, and now at 70 years, he said he will not worry about prostate cancer as his doctor told him he will be just fine, but that he needs to do regular health checks. Reporting for SVG-TV News, I am Larissa Pugsley-Kitt.
Small businesses face many challenges in accessing funding, which affects their ability to grow. With this in mind, the Center for Enterprise Development, Inc. began a 3-day workshop at the Ministry of Finance conference room to sensitize its stakeholders on the micro-business game simulator. This tool was designed by the FSC, a German savings bank, to assist businesses in understanding and managing their resources, thus making it more attractive to lenders. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the workshop, General Manager at the CED, Felix Lewis, said many entrepreneurs do not understand important statistical information of their business, thus creating problems when they try to access funding for their business.
Individual small business operators struggle to convince a loans officer that they deserve to get a loan. And sometimes we wonder why credit access is such a challenge for the small business sector. This is one of the main reasons why. That lack of capacity to understand the numbers in the business and to interpret them and to understand the signals that they give in terms of the performance of the business and relative success. It is critical for business success. And yet there's a significant capacity gap where that is concerned in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and I'm sure we'll find the same thing in neighboring islands. And again, I'm saying this not just at the MSME level, but sometimes even at the institutional level. The financial management part seems to be very, very challenging.
He said the microbusiness tool is designed to help micro to small entrepreneurs understand more about their enterprises, which can be used to improve performance.
Today, one of those instruments, one of those tools we are going to be introduced to today is really what they call a business game. And this business game is like a simulator, business simulator exercise. And it brings a very practical spin on presenting the issues with the numbers that we have to understand in order to be successful in business. So I hope that at the end of the day, all of us would understand how useful this particular tool is, and that we could leverage this tool to bridge that capacity gap and improve the performance of the small and medium enterprise businesses in St. Vincent.
Meanwhile, CED's training coordinator Keisha Phillips gave an overview of the activities the participants will be engaged in over the next few days.
You would also develop a deeper customer understanding and basic marketing knowledge. Additionally, the training is designed to help you to realize the market dynamics, the competition, get you to understand the interface between microfinance institutions and clients, and realize the implications thereof. So I deliberately went over the objectives of the training in my opening remarks, as well as doing it here and now. Now, the way the game is designed, we may not get to play all 4 rounds of this exercise, but we're anticipating that we would do the first 3 rounds. And as we go through explaining, you would see that each round is designed for you to grasp certain aspects of the objectives of the game.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band is considered one of the best musical groups in the nation. And with a donation from a world-renowned Baruchian string quartet on Friday, the police band is expected to take its music to the next level. Governor General Sir Frederick Ballantyne, who handed over 5 violins, praised the band members for their musical talent. He said it is his hope to see a relationship established between the RSVG Police Force Band and the Turkey-based quartet.
Excellent musicians. I remember listening one day to them play, and there was a saxophonist, and I called S.V. Hall and I said, "That guy is a great player." And he says, "You know, I have other guys just as good or better in the band." So I think that what I personally would like to see is that the band expand and have, say, a string quartet, you know, as part of their whole group. And who knows, maybe when our friends from Turkey come back, they would join and have a collaborative concert with them, or else, you know, we can send these guys up to Turkey to meet with them. So this is not only a handing over. I'm trying to forge a relationship between a very well internationally known string quartet and members of the police band.
Assistant Superintendent of Police and the police band leader Daniel Hall said while the band is not very familiar with string instruments, work will be done to get a good grasp of the violins. He also gave the assurance that the violins will be well taken care of.
The instrument will be an addition to what we have at the band room. And our guys will be taking very good care of these instruments. So I could assure you that serious thought about instruments. Our main thing is taking care of instruments. You have to take care of your instrument. You can't take care of your instrument, we don't want you in the police band, because without an instrument, there is no way you can play in the police band. So you must take very good care of your instrument. And these strings are new to the police band. So we may have to seek training outside of the police band because there's no one in the police band that play these instruments. So that is one of the area and we have to discuss with the Governor General.
The band leader also expressed gratitude for the donation.
This band is everybody band. People love the police band. Right about now, we are doing our 2018 Christmas concert, going from village to village, and the people appreciate us. And we're looking forward to these instruments being distributed properly amongst our players. So on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, officers and other ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, so I want to thank you for these instruments. We feel touched by your donation because not in many instances will you find people giving to the police band, because some people see the police band as a government band, and we appreciate that, sir, very well. Thank you.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines will host Phase 2 of the Tradewinds Exercise 2019 from June 14 to June 19, 2019. This is the annual military exercise directed and sponsored by the United States Southern Command. There will be an opening exercise this Friday, December 7, 2018 at 10 a.m. at the Cabinet Room to be addressed by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. Tradewinds 2019 is expected to attract over 350 military, police and civilian personnel for several Caribbean islands, as well as the United States, Canada, France, Mexico, the Netherlands and the United Kingdom. The exercise will focus on maritime security, humanitarian assistance, disaster relief and field training.